GM, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, 31st of October. Let's get straight into the charts. And as you can see, Bitcoin is consolidating right now. We're starting to consolidate really between 71,000, 71,500 and round about the highs of 73,000. I'm expecting us to probably stay within this range over the next few days. I've said that I'm expecting some consolidation into the big event next week, which will be the US presidential elections. If we just go down to sort of smaller time frame, 30-minute chart, what we're actually doing now after a big run up is we're starting to consolidate sideways. What this is allowing is for some of these longer moving averages or longer term moving averages to actually catch up to price. So we can see these will start coming in to support the price on any dips as we sort of move through the next few days and next few sessions. We can see we've got the hourlies coming up on the 4 hour as well, still lagging quite behind, but these will start to move up fairly quickly over the next few days. So just flipping back onto the daily, I am still expecting price to at some point probably come down and retest this descending trend line, which price has broken out from. That will also be coming in to test these highs as well, and there'll probably be some trapped shorts around this area and some other traders that will be wanting to long the retest of the resistance, which hopefully will be turned to support. So that's coming in around about 69,000. So look, I think potentially Bitcoin could see a move down to 69,000 over the next week, maybe even over the next 2 weeks, either following the election. Well, most likely following the election. I don't really see this move happening pre-election. I think the market should stay fairly strong because, of course, it's been showing to us that it's actually pricing in a Trump win, and I expect here we'll probably get a build-up of liquidity sort of under this low that we made on, well, yesterday. And breaking that low might then end up resulting in a bit of a cascade in terms of liquidations down to the 70K level and possibly as low as 69. So I'd be looking, if I was looking to take long positions, that is the area I'd be looking to bid. We might come a little bit lower. I am expecting volatility. It is a major pivot point in the market. We are essentially at Bitcoin's all-time highs, and I don't expect it to be just a straight sail through those all-time highs to price discovery without the bears putting up a bit of a fight and without there being a little bit of games being played by market makers that are just really trying to catch liquidity around such an important level. So, you know, it could be that we see a little bit of a spike up, new all-time highs, LFG, we're off to the moon, let's go. And then we kind of get ran back down. It's potentially this could happen next week. This could happen when Trump gets elected. We see a spike higher, then we come back down. Both sides get taken out. Longs, they start to jump in. The shorts get wiped out first. Then they come for the longs. Then we kind of go back, stabilize, and off we go. So that is something that I am considering as a possibility. And I think that probably is my current preferred path, is a move higher off the back of the election, which I am expecting will be a Trump win. All the data is pointing to that now. So I definitely think the market is starting to front run that. People get overexcited, market gets overexcited, and then it comes and first wipes out the shorts, then wipes out the longs, and then we finally go higher. So watch out for something like that over the next few days. If we check in on Ethereum, we saw a bit of relative strength yesterday in Ethereum. So Ethereum had quite a nice daily move. It's consolidating today. And look, for me, as long as Ethereum can stay where it is right now and sort of consolidate around this level, and this is where we've really been struggling to get above, is around this 2,750 to 2,800 zone. if we can push up through that, I think we'll probably be able to make our way past the 2,800 and probably initially up to around the 3,000 mark. And obviously we've got this looks like a 200-day moving average. So that's probably our next target on a break of this zone. Obviously, we're currently under that'll be the 100-day moving average right now as resistance. So a close above that, we should move up to the 200-day. This probably coincides with Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs, maybe even getting up to here as per Bitcoin moving higher off the back of the election, and then probably a similar price action, some sort of washout before pushing on higher. So I do think Ethereum's looking quite good. Obviously, we spoke about Ethereum performing later than Bitcoin does. Usually Bitcoin's strongest quarter is Q4, and then Ethereum's strongest quarter is Q1. So I would expect the biggest moves for Ethereum likely to come in January, February, maybe even into March. But really, right now, we're looking to front run that. So I have a fairly long open position in Ethereum right now in terms of leverage. Also, I have a lot of spot Ethereum too from sort of many years ago. And I'm pretty happy to hold and see what Ethereum does. And Solana, we've got testing its 786, came up, retested this trend line. I do think that this trend line break should be fairly significant, and I think probably that'll give us the momentum to get our way back up to Solana's yearly highs. So not much change here. Look, it's entirely normal and healthy for these markets to cool off and consolidate a bit here. I think providing Solana holds this level of support, which is coming in around about 162 to 160. I think Solana above 160 is all fine and well. Maybe even a spike down to this ascending trend line, but I mean, this has been sort of trended above and below quite a lot, so it starts to lose some relevance. But yeah, I think Solana, I've said it before, I think Solana will probably be the best performing major over the remainder of this cycle. And we'll just check in on the DXY. DXY, another red day, albeit it's got a little bit of a wick here, but DXY really also consolidating after a big move up. So DXY, we are hoping that it will start to roll over and come down, and this will provide a nice boost for cryptos and the stock market. If we just firstly look at the S&P starting to pull back, NASDAQ also is starting to pull back. But I would expect both the S&P to NASDAQ and NASDAQ to likely hold these levels around here. Obviously, the NASDAQ broke above this trend line that we drew in, and I would expect it to hold this as support. So we might come down slightly under this, catch a little bit of liquidity under this trend line, start to make people feel a little bit bearish, like we could be going lower. But I do expect things to just grind themselves out over the next week. Obviously, the election, if it does go as forecast and as currently expected, then I do expect a Trump win will provide a nice boost to all stocks. So that's really it. That's all I've got to cover today. Obviously, like I say, I'd look for more consolidation, more chop. Try to resist FOMOing in. If you do see Bitcoin push up to, you know, above 73K and you start to get excited, just remember that there's going to be volatility. There's probably going to be a shakeout coming at some point over the next week or two. So I would just remain calm, patient, level-headed, wait for that opportunity, wait for that liquidation cascade or that sort of big washout event to be able to then add to your positions or build positions here. There's no need to chase this market right now, in my opinion. Of course, anything can happen and we could just break out and go to all-time highs tomorrow, but it's not the most likely or probable thing to happen right now, because we still have the uncertainty of the elections next week. And we also are going to have an event there, which is going to likely induce quite a lot of excitement, and that's probably going to get flushed out at some point. That's why we still remain with this being our most likely path going forward. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. GM.